Good evening, everyone. Am I audible now?
Absolutely audible.
Okay. And I hope my connection is much better than yesterday for sure.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh, so, how was the test? How many of you attempted it and was able to complete it? Because few
Well,
people, I believe.
I have attempted, but I don't have any idea of GRA protocols and all. So I try to answer all the general questions. I answered only 26, but I'm not able to submit it
Okay. Because you
because
only answer the 26. That's why.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. You could have just selected one answer and completed it. That's what the ideal situation for testing on such kind of stuff is. Of course, you don't know it, but you are just trying to answer it to see whether your understanding is clear or not. Yeah, that's how the testing happens. But nevertheless, it's fine. We are okay with that. Anybody else who tried?
Yes, I have attempted.
No, you attended as well. Did you complete, Sindhuja?
Yeah, as deducted, said, I have attempted, but I couldn't attend few, so I opted for options that I felt satisfied. Yes.
Fair, Sindhuja, fair. What about Kanti Prashant? How did it go for you? You are not audible. Still, I can't hear you. Sorry. Anybody else who did it?
I
What?
also tried to attempt. I think half of them should be correct.
Okay,
Hello,
Bharat.
sir. Good
Good.
evening, sir.
Good. Good. Yes, yes, Kanti Prasad. Yes.
Actually, I tried only 25 questions, sir. It is not possible to submit because I didn't complete all the questions.
Okay,
Because
similar
yesterday I
situation.
told you the link was not properly getting open, sir.
Okay, okay. Same situation like Dibakar JFG. Okay, no problem. So, Bharat, you submitted it fully? Did you submit?
Yes, I submitted it.
Uh, uh,
Yeah.
we'll check that
I
later.
have submitted it, sir.
Ajam, you did it. Okay, good, good, Deepak. Anybody else who tried?
So today we will try another we will
Another
use
chance. Okay, good,
another chance.
good spirit.
After the completion of the session, at least we come to know what is BSR and all those things. That's why we remember that also.
No, no, today you will not understand BRSR everything today, not possible. But yes, today we'll try to learn a few basics of GRI.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So don't expect today one class I will finish everything and tomorrow onwards you will start producing reports. If that was possible, then there was no need of boot camp, right? Then there was no need of boot camp. But we will try to cover as much as possible for sure. Anybody else who tried other than Kanti Prasad,
Yeah,
Yes, sir, I tried as well.
that,
Kshitij? Yeah, Kshitij.
Yes. So I was also able to complete around 20 questions and I had to guess the rest of.
But you did it. You submitted
Yes,
it,
I
right?
submit. Yeah, I submitted.
Awesome, awesome. What about you, Prashant? You were saying as well.
yeah, I have also submitted. Not everything is correct, but I have attempted.
Awesome, very good. That is what I
Yeah,
was
today I'm
expecting.
driving right now, so I am unable to on the video. Okay.
No, no, no. Most of them has not started, and I'm not forcing them because it's okay. Today we will be not taking more than an hour, so it's fine. Anybody else who did it? Okay. Otherwise, we will start the session. Of course, we will wait for all the attempt. Then we will have a proper understanding where you stand. And today's session will definitely not make you, better than yesterday. But yes, it will definitely give you some idea. So if you have not done it, you should be trying it once more. Yeah, makes sense, everyone. So what we will do today, we will start with first part, first module. Try to learn where we left yesterday. Yesterday we looked into those factors, three factor. Unfortunately, what I understand from the team that you guys were not able to hear me properly, and hence it was not that effective, isn't it? Is that understanding correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Okay,
sir.
fair, fair, fair. So today we will try to keep it very simple. I hope I am audible and there is no disturbance today. Let me put it full screen and share the screen. Once my screen is visible, just let me know. Yeah. Is it visible?
Yeah.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So we covered yesterday in brief what is ESG. We looked into the definition of each of them, component of it. Today we also covered that why they are important, what is the relevance to, you know, particularly to in today's business escape of environmental, social, and governance factors. And we looked into that what are those key drivers behind growing focus on the ESG. That's what we try to complete. I know most of you could not hear me. So what I will do is I will go a little slow today and go to each of these factors which are very important and critical. Now this slide is going to be your ready reckoner for next 4 week, 3 week, whatever time we are going to take. Why? Because this slide doesn't only tell you what are different drivers are or different factors are in each of these three pillars, but it also tells you that why they are there. So team, please go ahead and take a screenshot. Let me minimize my photograph. I hope now you can take a screenshot. Can you take a screenshot, everyone? Take a screenshot, keep it with you. This is the most important slide. Even though you are driving, traveling, you can use your mobile and take a screenshot. I must recommend that. Okay. Now, why I am telling you to take a screenshot? Because this slide is that slide which tells you two things about each of the pillar. And what are those two things? One side of the equation is always going to be risk. Another side will be always your opportunity in each of these pillars, environmental, social, and governance. And hence, this slide will enable you to understand that very clearly. For example, in environmental science, if you look, environmental factor, if you look, there are three risk, headings. And of course, what all factors are there also is listed. And then the last one tells you that what are those opportunity in environmental field. Can you see that? 4 different columns. Is it visible, everyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so the first one is climate change. Now, climate change currently, as we see, is a risk, is a massive risk for us. Okay, which includes carbon emission, product carbon footprint, reliance on fossil fuels, and finance environmental impact along with the climate change vulnerability. So if you see these particularly 5 factors, which are part of the environmental pillar, tells you that these are the risky areas. These are the area from where the risk will come. So if you emit too much of carbon, that's the first point, right? Are you creating opportunity for yourself or are you creating a risk for society, environment, and as well as for your company? How many of you believe that? Put yes in chat box or say yes, unmute and say yes, whatever you are comfortable with. Let me make the chat box valid for all. Yes, Divakar Devsi is saying yes. Okay. Let me make it active for everyone. Yes, Sindhuja says yes. Clear? So it is going to be risk. So carbon emission is always going to be treated as a risk till the time you start working with reduction targets. It only can convert, of course, look, Chinese has a word, not a word, a symbol, right? And that symbol represents opportunity and risk together. How many of you are aware about it? Put yes in chat box or you can unmute. Are you aware there is a Chinese symbol which shows you both sides of the coin in that one symbol? So they write it opportunity and it also means risk. So even though it's a risk, clear-cut risk, but you can convert into opportunity if you work on it on a long-term basis. That's why sustainability is important.
Okay.
And how you can do that? By putting net zero targets for your company, for your country, for your individuals. Clear? That's how climate change, which is a first factor in the environmental pillar, has a risk coming from carbon emission but can be converted into opportunity. And that's what we have to think through, all the risk which you get posed to, and of course which are opportunity. You always want to monetize the opportunity. What do you want to do with opportunity? Monetize the opportunity. Clear? That should go in your notes. Now look into climate change. So first part is carbon emissions, second part is product carbon footprint. Now this is another method to calculate is product specific emissions. For example, and this is the task number 1. Your homework number 1 will be that you have to download Apple report, recent one, whichever you can. You can see Apple, this is iPhone. Now tell me what could be the emission coming out from this product. You might be aware about Apple as a whole, how much carbon they are emitting. How many of you are aware about we can exactly know how much this product is emitting today? How much of carbon it is emitting when I am using it or when I am purchasing it? How many of you think it is possible? Yes, no, maybe?
I think they publish per
Absolutely, they publish. And how they
yeah,
publish, Bharat? They
life
publish
cycle.
absolutely through calculating life cycle assessment, but eventually producing a report called product carbon footprint.
Yeah.
What will be the report? Product carbon footprint. Because
Yeah.
every year they are trying to reduce it. For example, today Apple has a watch which is completely carbon neutral, which is called SE version watch. So same sheet which is available in Apple annual report today, and you can find all this list, you will find one product which is completely net carbon neutral. It's not net zero, but it is carbon neutral. So they require rubber, they require steel, they require aluminium. But those emissions coming out from those products, they are already mitigating it, or they are buying it, or they are offsetting it. Offsetting is the right word in this case. Whenever we will talk about tomorrow carbon neutrality, put a tilde sign, means approximately what we are trying to do is offsetting. Can we write in notebook? Very important. And I will ask you some point in time. Okay? Always carbon neutrality is linked to
Offsetting.
offsetting. Very good. Not net zero, not buying it, not selling it, not creating it, not sequestering it. It is offsetting. Clear? So carbon footprint risk, everybody understood. Now, reliance on fossil fuel, ladies and gentlemen. That's a risk. If you are addicted to smoking, it is a risk, and we know it is still we smoke. Not because there is advertisement. Even the cigarette packet which we purchase, 85% of it has to prominently show that it has a cancerous substances inside it, but still people buy it. And now they pay 150% tax, called sin tax, right? Which used to be a tunky before. And they buy, they smoke, and they know this will cause the cancer. But that's a risk. How you will convert that into opportunity, it's up to you. A lot of people does massive networking on smoking. How many of you are aware about it? They became billionaire because they smoke weed. Very good example is Elon Musk. I'm not saying that you should do it. I'm just telling you certain, how to convert into opportunity. And everybody can have their own way of converting into opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? You should never do that. It's a risk. You should reduce it. Reliance on fossil fuel today is people, companies, organization, everybody, including you and me, is addicted to. We are addicted. Literally. Try it living. You won't be able to. How many of you know you can't leave fossil fuel from your life? Have you tried it? Few of the friends of mine sitting in Bangalore, they tried it. Eventually what happened to them? They went to suburban area and they are operating from there. And still they need internet, they need computer, they need, ChatGPT, Claude, all of them has emission. So they are doing their own sequestration, they are doing their own plantation, right? And trying to offset it. Everybody is clear? Reliance on fossil fuel is a risk. Again, you have to convert into opportunity. Financing environmental impact is required to reduce the risk, but is it there? The gap is monumental today. To make an environmental impact, the finance gap is very huge. Hence, this is put as a risk today. Till the time everybody comes together, it cannot be converted into opportunity. That's why in COP29, just listen to me very carefully. COP29, Conference of Party 29. This is a international event which happens every year in the month of November and December, where world comes together to find solutions, take stock of what is happening in climate action and how we can go forward in the next year. India was supposed to do one of the Conference of Party. Which year? Anybody is aware about it? India was about to host, which on, I think 3
20
days ago, we cancelled it. Sorry, somebody was saying. Which day was it?
2028 COP 33.
Very good. But we cancelled it. Just 3 days ago, Government of India announced that we are no longer pursuing it. The other country who was apart from us has bid for it, definitely is going to host it now. Clear? We already hosted one. How many of you are aware about it? Conference of Party, India has hosted. The top 10 ones actually. First 10 year of its starting, we hosted it. Are you aware about which one we hosted? Conference of Party number 8. 8. We hosted, India hosted it. But this time we are not going to host it. Okay, we might plan again later on. But right now, seeing the conditions, seeing the situation, we believe that it's not the right time. Even though Prime Minister has committed to it, but we are not going to follow it. Clear? Why? Because in Conference of 29, when whole world agreed, not whole world, 100 and some odd countries out of 210 countries, literally known 203 or 5, 100 of those has agreed loss and development fund, which was 100 billion. India demanded for 1.3 trillion dollar. That fund, that gap is so much, and that's a reality. Check it. You will find that statistics and data where India is demanding a huge amount to support the developing and specifically Southeast, all the countries which are right now developing, they need this gap to be fulfilled. Yes, Conference of Party ratified it with 100 billion. Conference of Party 30, which happens in Belém, Brazil, agreed for 200 billions. Everybody's hung ho. India is still not signing that document. Yes, clear? So finance has a huge impact. Till the time that finance comes, it is a big risk today. Last but not least, climate change vulnerability. Our whole world is vulnerable because of climate change. And we don't know what kind of those risks are, which are going to come. Like COVID was one of the situations, which sustainability professional says it is because of the climate change, because of habit changes. We started eating too much bat. Of course, scientifically still none has proven that Wuhan was the center, right? People claimed it, China declined it. Matter closed. When China declines, nobody has a dare to ask them questions. Clear? So what changes will become challenge to us, we don't know yet. Yes, we have some idea, and we did some climate scenario planning, okay, several times in last 7 years. And Conference of Party, by the way, this loss and damage and climate finance was agreed in even Kyoto Protocol of 1997. Finally, it was ratified in Paris Agreement, but got only agreed after 8 years down the line. So COP21, they agreed in 2015. In 29, they signed the document. Okay, we are agreeing every year, everybody will try to bring $100 billion together. Are you seeing this gap, 9-year gap? Do you think that that amount is relevant? And this amount was committed, 100 billion exactly was committed even in Kyoto Protocol. So just imagine, and people who have little bit of financial background can easily relate or understand mathematics and environmental science will appreciate is this. That 1997 you said you should bring 100 billion every year. And you are again agreeing in 29, COP29, which happened in 2025. That okay, everybody will bring, or 2024, when everybody will bring $100 billion. Is the price of goods are same? If a building is getting devastated because one cyclone and I need to rebuild it, and you give me the fund for this because you are creating it for, this is happening because of the climate change, and you now are telling no, can you build a house which you used to build in 1997? Can I build at that price? Anybody? Can you build it? At 2010 ke price mein you can't find a flat today. Can you?
Yes, sir.
It's impossible. Prashant, it is impossible. Bangalore, people are dreaming houses now. Why? Because prices are above 1 crore. Are you getting the point? Prices are above 1 crore, 2 bedroom.
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
True, no, Kanti? This is the
Yes, sir.
problem. We should appreciate. Pune, same thing, Deepak. You must be aware that prices of flats are no longer relevant even 2020s. Forget about 2010 or 2000 or 1997. So point here is how the amount which you are creating and bringing it from the developed countries should be the same. That's what we are fighting a fight for, and that is the risk. So if that climate change will keep happening at the same unprecedented level which we are seeing for last 200 years, do you think you know what will happen tomorrow? What kind of vulnerability we are carrying, and that's the risk. How many of you understood this well now? Is it clear? Put yes or say yes. Yeah, in the chat box, please. Let me know that you are able to appreciate that how a risk exists, what it means in the real life, and how you can convert into opportunity. Because this is your mind frame which need to be changed. Okay, and it cannot happen in 10 seconds, but it will happen as you start appreciating the fact that there are risks and we need to identify those, and these are those listed risks, and this is how we can convert into opportunity. Only 5 people have understood till now. You want me to repeat it, all of them again? I can waste another half an hour and repeat it all. Or is it clear for you guys? At least you are getting that drift and trend. So your mind is getting slowly picking up these nuances. These are the what we need to pick it up. Appreciate the risk, record it appropriately, and then you can make a judgment on it by producing certain formulas. Is it clear with everyone? Put yes, no, maybe, but put anything. Okay, I can see Kanti, Sindhuja, Bharat, Sanjay is able to do it. Okay, even Chitesh, Deepak is able to get it. Okay, Prashant is also okay with this. Okay, yeah, Divakar Devji is fine as well. Okay, yes. So I know one person is traveling, so I'm allowing him. Yeah, anybody who has not understand, they can ask me to repeat or are. I am ready to repeat. I have no problem in repeating, but the challenge is time. Yeah, but if you have understand there is one more column which is equally important and less considered today. But in the world of finance, this is one of the central missing piece which they have started adding up. Which is that piece in environmental pillar? Tell me, what do you think? Which is that column is very critical and most or least understood today? And I will explain you that, and then I will move it to the social side. Which one you think is the toughest one? Pollution you understand, right? Is it that difficult to understand? The total emission coming or the waste pollution which is making, right? Or packaging material as a waste, does it not pose a massive risk to you? Is it clear? The microfiber I was talking about, which has reached to the womb of mother, and actually the kid is getting born with microplastic. We joked about it day before yesterday, right? Electronic waste also has a similar kind of impact. If you don't process it in a controlled environment, it will be massively hazardous for your health. Clear? So pollution and waste you have understood. So only misunderstood piece today in the world of finance, and people have started learning it and started putting into the play, and every organization is appreciating, is natural capital depreciation or depletion. Natural capital depletion is always looked as a people who are greedy, they want to extract too much. That's not the problem. The risk comes from the stress which it creates in the ecosystem. For example, if you are withdrawing too much of the water, do you think water stress is a reality or not? How many of you believe water stress is a reality and we are not doing anything about it? Because we have no thought process of doing anything. Human has
it's a reality. Yeah.
It's
Even at Guwahati, we have seen it.
Even in Guwahati, where Brahmaputra river is a blessing, but it becomes a disaster for us because we can't control it, because China controls the flow. Yes. And this is the reality, the water stress, and we are unable to do anything about this particular aspect. Correct, Dipti? Chetish, people who are working already in water. You know what you are going through and how much education is required even from the learned people point of view. Yes, and that's the challenge today. Okay, these are hidden problems which are not getting appreciated. Even people are putting so much of effort through CSR, awareness session, measurement, showing the picture. Nobody cares. What they think they have been entitled to. Same like generation Alpha, whom you will meet, and they believe they are entitled to every facility. Try stopping their internet connection and see what will happen. Nepal can happen. You know that Nepal, right? Balansa, Genji. Of course, that is Genji. I'm talking about Gen Alpha, little more aggressive side of it. They don't know how to live without internet. We at least know. We can live in both scenario, okay? Possible or not possible, and there will be one day where will be blackout of internet, and we will be the species on the earth who can still work and perform for our companies. One day it will happen for a short period of time. I'm not that negative that it will be stopped forever. There will be no doomsday, but there will be testing day, which will happen very soon, not far away. COVID, nobody believed that we will have such kind of plague used to happen in past, okay? Yes, people used to get scared with that. What was that pig? There was a virus which used to come from a pig side of the business.
So swine flu.
Swine flu, yeah, we used to get scared that, oh, this will spread. Bird flu, we used to get spread. It will spread, right? It never happened, thankfully. But COVID came or not came? It came one day, and it impacted the whole humanity. Because I know in India, most of the friends whom I know, they have lost somebody. So somebody knowing, definitely they have lost. And this is the reality. Numbers nobody knows. Yeah, numbers nobody knows. So point which I am trying to make, that biodiversity and land use, water stress, these are creating certain kind of depletion which are undercurrent, not well talked about, and nobody is able to convince the world on this side. And this is the side now investors are picking up. So converting these risk into opportunity is a challenge, first of all, because there is no awareness. How will you convert into opportunity? But if you do it, that black swan event people talks about, or the multi-bragger stock or company going leaps and bounds will happen. So companies today who can work on these three areas, trust me, will be those tomorrow who can really create opportunity for themselves, which nobody will compete with. I don't know how many of you have understood it, but just write it in your notebook. Biodiversity, raw material sourcing, and water estate. Just write it. These are those golden nuggets which I am giving you today. That these are those risks where people start reporting on. It will take time. It's not easy. Recently introduced most of the standards in biodiversity, land use, or raw material sourcing or water estates are very new. Water stress is very old, but nobody is agreeing. They don't have a consensus on it, that how to really measure it, how to really capture the rainwater harvesting calculation in the water level increase, and etc. Because a lot of unknown variables are there in this factor explanation. Clear, everyone? So this is one of the toughest area, which is natural capital depletion. Now, by the way, just to give you information, there is a massive work has happened where this has been accounted as a asset. Natural capital is now gets recorded as an asset in the books. You know what asset I'm talking about? In financial statement, if you can record this number, generally oil and gas company already does, mining company does. Have you heard? They will always talk about potential beneath the ground, which they don't know, but they will always account for it. How many of you are aware about that? Anybody from oil and gas industry or mining industry? Yes. Unexplored reserve, it is called. Deepak, you must have seen those reports in past, right? Whenever you are reporting to European countries. Clear? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So those are the area you start reporting on. So have you understood the risk? Now let's go into the opportunity quickly, at least the environmental side. So environmental opportunity comes from clean tech, green building. Anything you do it might be upfront cost. Clean tech is not going to be easy. India is struggling. We have several funds today supporting green tech, but still we are not getting. Absolutely, Dipti was writing, it's all on paper. Absolutely. Nobody cares about it. They are recording it just for a purpose of, okay, chalo, likh do, report mein dal do. Some government entity has asked, of course, government representative, IFS officer is with us, but I'm just telling you, this is the fact. Because Dibakar Devji has called me, let's put into our report about water, this, that, right? Similarly goes to even opportunity side today. Climate tech is happening because government wants it to happen, but the scale is very minuscule. What is the technology we are developing? Even my company is doing, and I'm saying I'm doing a climate tech. But is it that climate tech preparing a report with a AI is a climate tech? Absolutely not. Climate tech, people are talking about creating a new kind of CCUS unit, and India 2 company has already done, which gives you 1/10 of the cost what you bring from outside. Of course, they don't have a proven, they don't have homologation, right? Am I pronouncing it correct? There is a step where you do the testing and then make sure that it is useful for the society. So there is a step in research and development called homologation. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct or wrong. Yes, that process is still missing in climate tech in India. Green building, we are trying to promote big time. We have launched 2 massive structural law for Indian requirement. Several state government have so much of incentive you can't believe. And if you build a green building versus a non-green building, you know how much saving you can do. So अगर 1 crore, Kanti Prasad, if a person is constructing a 2-bedroom in 1 crore, he can build the same building in 80 lakh rupees. 20% of saving in construction cost you can save if you are following green building. Yes, and I'm telling you with all authority. Now question Kanti Prasad can ask, then why people are not doing it? Because they are not aware, Prasad. They are not aware about it. And again, confusion. The major problem is confusion. They are not aware is one part, and they are confused is second part, which is accelerating the situation where they are failing massively today. Green building does saving. How many of you like this idea? Yes, you have to give little time. You cannot judge it on the day 1. You have to give 3 years time. 3 years, that's it. 20% saving on your pocket. If it doesn't happen, come and ask me. You have to follow, however, following 3 major regulations. Anybody knows what are the regulations available today? Anybody? For green building in India?
Griha is the regulation one of the which gives rating.
Absolutely. Gruha is there. Lead is there, which is US framework. And definitely IGBC is there, which is Indian framework. And if you follow any of these frameworks, specifically IGBC and Gruha, you get 5 to 7% straight away saving on your registration cost.
Yes, sir.
For commercial building, forget about residential, even commercial building will have that saving. If you are able to commit, not construct, commit in paper, give it to the government of India saying that, sir, I am ready to follow. State government mostly are following this. Okay, IGBC, state governments are linked. They will give you 5% registration fee free. Lot of lands are made available for such kind of construction as well at subsidized cost. You have solar completely subsidized. How many of you are aware? And government is increasing that subsidy. Now battery technology we are subsidizing. You name it and we are trying to subsidize so that you adopt this. But how many of you are even thinking about green building? Kanti Prasad, because he is from Bangalore, I am referring him, or there is 1 or 2 person, Ajit is also there, but he is not there in the class. I am referring them. Prestige has launched recently complete net zero building. How many of you are aware? Net zero, not carbon neutral building. They have recently launched it. Okay,
Zero.
net zero building. But the problem is they are charging a premium there. Are you getting it? They should if they are taking the subsidy benefit, why they are not passing it to us? So they are saying, no, my building is net zero. Here is this stamp. Give me extra money. So that becomes greenwashing if they do not play really well there. And I'm not saying it is prestige. Anybody who will not play well, in Mumbai also there was a massive construction done. Massive. For a complete, I think 70% was the open area there, and it was a nature-based company. SDFC asset company was financing it completely. They have launched in Mumbai as well, a complete society which was massively sustainable. I don't know if it was net zero or not, but massively sustainable. So you got it. This is the opportunity. So anybody who does a green building, that creates opportunity for them. Clean and renewable energy, obviously it is opportunity. Carbon reduction and offset, opportunity. Recycling, circular economy. Circular economy is a very big term. Very few people understand. Earlier recycling means 3R. Now you know how many R's are there?
5 hours.
Increase 7, 9, 10. Now they have stopped at 10. 10 hours are there. So they say that rethink your design itself. They will start from there. Repurpose your uses. 10 hours is now. Okay. So circular, and it is growing field. It is very big field. And like I told you, LCA is a older concept than your ESG. Similarly, circularity is much older concept. Of course, in different format it was. Now it is given a complete term, circular economy, circularity, right? And now we have different format to work around. Then comes the protection and restoration of natural resources. That is also a critical factor, right? How to protect it, how to restore it is a complete opportunity for any entrepreneur or business people or people who are making their career in this area, along with pollution prevention control. If I come to S side, again 3 risk area or columns are in S pillar, and 1 social opportunity is also existing. For example, human capital is a risk today. It's complete risk, and we saw a glimpse of it in Sector 62, Noida. How many of you are aware about it?
Yes, sir. Recently, come to know that members are protesting in Greater Noida area, sir.
Greater Noida, Sector 62, they were completely vandalizing their stuff. They burned 6 cars. Sorry?
Because of low salaries.
Low salary, of course, whatever reasons are. And this is the part of that S part. Because Noida is paying on an average 11,000 as a minimum wage, while greater, what is that name? Gurugram, not greater Noida, Gurugram is paying 18,000.
Yes, sir.
And then gas prices jumps up. And these guys do not buy normal gas, okay? They buy black market small cylinder gas. And their prices have doubled. You and me might get original gases, right? These labor people, they get from the black market. If you are aware about that situation. Yes, please.
Sir, actually, we come to know that root cause is there are 2 industrial areas in Gurgaon, sir. One is Greater Noida, another one is Gurugram industrial area.
Yes.
Whatever the salaries they are paying in those 2 areas are different, sir. One is paying as per the minimum wage scale for 8 hours working. One is paying less salary even if the workers are worked around 12 hours. This is the reason to protest the.
Absolutely. True.
Because
absolutely.
they worked for 12 hours. They are paying only 9 to 12,000, in between 9 to 13,000. And same people who worked for 8 to 9 hours, they are getting 18,000. This is the partiality.
Yes, absolutely. True, I agree. That's the reality. Actually, that is the reality. And 12 hours is again not official. These are
not official.
Yeah, these are contract labor. If you don't work 12 hours, get out of my company. It's as that bad as situation is. Now, somebody is asking in chat box, Sanjay ji, sir, how salary issue fall into social, not governance? Okay. Now, that's a very good answer. A question. Salary is that part which comes into both sides. You just heard that people are working how many hours? Kshitiz? 12 hours. Is it allowed?
No, sir.
It's not allowed. Totally not allowed. That's a
Not, sir.
governance issue. That's a governance issue. Okay, labor law issue, but governance issue. Because you are cheating. Okay, but you are forced because you have to compete to international market. You can't, work at in 8 hours. Can you produce at the price which we are producing at? Yeah, we have to compete with Bangladesh. We have to compete with Pakistan. We have to compete with Sri Lanka. We have to compete with China also some point in time in certain sector. If you are in a silicon making, you are competing with China, Vietnam, and even US. If you are working in a space technology, Kshitiz, or sustainability, you are competing with Europe. Now, if you want to keep your, output same, yes, or competitive, so the market comes to you, you need to do all this stuff, and it's a governance issue. But here we are not talking about that. We are talking about minimum wage. Minimum wage is a social issue, Kshitiz. Minimum wage is a social issue. Why minimum wage has been set in the first point, we'll explain this answer, Kshitiz. Why we have minimum wage? Anybody? Very good. You understood, then there is no need of debate as well. But you understood, right? This is how it works in social side. Second, always remember in governance, one more title gets observed which looks like social, but it's not social. And that is the employee executive pay differentiator. There is a ratio there. There is a thumb rule that on an average, if your employee salary is say 10 rupees, your CEO salary cannot be more than 1000 rupees. Again, listen to me very carefully. What is the thumb rule? That on an average, if you have your employee average salary at 10, your CEO salary cannot be more than 1000 rupees. Now, what does this mean? And first of all, is it a rocket science? No, of course not rocket science, but there are certain research which has been done and found out if the difference increases, the motivation of these guys are to report on quarterly basis or monthly basis. Hence it becomes a risk even. So can you see everyone, governance में एक employee executive pay लिखा है उधर, which Kshitiz might be also seeing and getting confused with. Can you see, guys? Everybody can observe this.
Yes.
Yeah, that particular topic is completely different topic. That is based on the scientific research, like DEI में research हुआ है. Why? By the way, just to give you another fact, yesterday, White House has published a paper on diversity, and they say Hispanics are not helping us. If I use Hispanic, if I bring diversity or Indians in White House, my productivity goes down. That's what they have proven in the paper now. Research paper has been published from White House. Please search on Google. White House publishing paper on how diversity is killing the productivity. This is unique in the world, and there is a peer review on that research document. Anybody who comes from research background will appreciate what I'm talking about. There is a peer review for that, and it is authentic paper now, published, accepted. And who did it? White House. We know who is running the White House today and why this has been published as well. Clear? Because they want to put everybody out of the country, as simple as that. They feel these people are killing the productivity, making it great again, all that we are disturbing. That's what they feel. However, they don't know, historically it has been proven, immigrants is the only catalyst which made America great. How many of you know or agree to it? Immigrants, and I'm not saying Indians, okay? I'm not taking my own nationality here. I'm just telling you the fact. How many of you are aware about this fact or research papers which have been published in past? Yes, many of you know that immigrant is the only. Otherwise, why Australia, why Canada, why America would have ever taken anybody outside? See, Sanjay ji is saying only by immigrants. Absolutely. There was nobody there. The native immigrants today are treated as aliens on their society. Aliens. Kshitiz. Native Americans are aliens to that society. Are you getting the point? They do not appreciate what they do not appreciate. So that's okay. So you understood this as well. Diversity, equity. These are the part of corporate governance. Even though it looks like, look, In social, in your notebook, please write it down. Social, there are two sides of the equation. The first equation side, of course, opportunity and risk is there, but I'm talking about two things you need to consider for opportunity and risk. The first one is internal. So next time, whenever somebody says social factors, you look into the internal factor of social. Second side is external factor of social. What is internal? Employees. External? What will be external?
Suppliers, vendors,
Community, Deepak. It will be community.
community. Okay.
Yeah, CSR. Mostly the CSR activity is a part of social as well. It's a part of governance as well. Some people can again debate. Why? Because if you don't meet that 2% of every year profitability going to CSR for last 3 years average, you can be penalized. It's a compliance issue. You can be put behind bars as well. They are bringing that law. Right now there is a penalty. But they are bringing that, they will put you behind the bar. If you miss it twice, gone. Independent directors will be behind the bar because you didn't spend your CSR. And massive number of company, Deepak, you are aware that missing those targets. Correct or wrong, Deepakaji? CSR expenditure. Customer is again part of governance. Customer is part of governance. Customer is part of stakeholder as well. Okay, they are independent. Clear, everyone? So this is how you should look for risk and opportunity. This is how you should look for risk and opportunity. Clear hai sabko? You have taken the screenshot. Do learn it little bit in detail. Now I am going to make you understand one more thing, which is factor versus issue. So one thing you have understood yesterday. Yesterday you understood sustainability versus ESG. Clear, everyone? Was it clear? Sustainability versus ESG. आया था सबको समझ में कि कोई ऐसे भी थे जिनको मिस हो गया क्योंकि मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही थी? Anybody in that session is there who could not understood? मतलब कैमरा ऑन नहीं करने के लिए बोला हूँ तो यस नो के लिए मना नहीं कर रहा हूँ. यू कैन ऑलवेज टॉक यस एंड नो एंड आई हैव ओनली 8 minutes बिकॉज सेकंड सेशन विल स्टार्ट विच इज GHG session. Okay, so let's be little fast so I can cover as much as I can. Okay. Yeah, clear? Sustainability versus ESG was clear. Today I am making sure that you understand these factors versus issues. For example, in environmental today, factors as use of, interaction with renewable energy, non-renewable resources, that natural capital. You remember natural capital? Those were factors. But climate change, resource depletion and pollution is your issues. So that column heading which you saw earlier, can you appreciate that? Column headings are your issues and these are the factors. Can you understand that? Is it clear, everyone? So if I say human capital, is it issue or factor? Human capital is a issue. While employee relationship, diversity, equity, inclusion is a part of factor. Issue and factor, is it clear? कल कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट है बिकॉज व्हेन यू राइट द रिपोर्ट यू हैव टू हैव अ क्लैरिटी. यू विल नॉट एक्सपेक्ट योर कस्टमर टू और a stakeholder to have a clarity when they are reading your report. When they are reading your report, you should have a clarity what you are writing about. So whenever I say social opportunity, is it a issue or is it a factor? It is opportunity issue, right?
Okay.
Corporate governance is a issue, but board diversity structure is a factor. Factor will be always having a performance indicator. Issue will have lot of factor inside it. Is it making sense now? जैसे कि human capital में 4 चीज तो I am showing you, right? 4 things, 4 different factors I am showing you. Is it clear? Issue में 4 different factors are there, but factors will have performance indicators. If I want to judge the employee relationship, will I not check their perks, well-being, what are expenditure they are doing? Will I check it or not? How will I quantify? I will quantify that, okay, 3% of their total expenditure going to the perks of the employee. Is the employee relation working? Might be working. If it is 0, not working. You are not appreciating any of your employee. Clear? Women representation of the total workforce. Will it be factor? Again, it can be measured, right? It can have a performance indicator. Yes, you should have at least 33% representation in the board or management. Clear? So you will check what is the women participation in the board. Making sense or not? If not
Yes.
making sense, please tell me because I don't have time much. Okay. Human right, working condition, employee relation is a factor, while management of human capital, non-human animals, local communities, clients is your social. Clients, customer. Devakaji. Yes. Governance while at the same time, but in governance it comes as a how many issues of customer you have addressed or not. So customer complaints will be registered here. Clear? Bribery, corruption, executive pay, board diversity. Now, why it is important, ESG important, and this is the last slide I will be covering today. Okay, and then I will be taking some question answer, and tomorrow when we will meet, we will start from here. So always remember, risk mitigation is the first task of ESG reporting. That whenever you report ESG factors, issues, or sustainability report, or in your sustainability report, you are trying to address the risk mitigation here. So by considering the ESG factor, company can identify and manage potential risk. First of all, you have to identify, right? You have to be aware about where it is coming from, why it is a risk to my company, not to somebody else, and how to manage it. What you can't measure, you can't manage. In your notebooks, everyone. मतलब GHG class जिसने attend किया, they know, right? This is our basic premise. What you can't measure, you can't manage. Hence, you have to measure everything to manage everything. Yes, that is what will impact your operation. That is what will convert risk into opportunity. Yes, where you say I am mitigating it, right? When you are mitigating it, you are trying to reduce the impact of risk and increasing the opportunity coming from that area. So this helps to create more resilient and sustainable business. And just to give you an example, that if you are reducing your labor law compliances, so labor law compliances could be a risk, and you are managing it well by mitigating, putting a good HR manager, good compliance officer, good consultant who are guiding you, yeah, with labor law 2025 understanding, etc. What have you done? You have reduced your risk. At the same time, tomorrow anybody will value, or employee who will value, which company they will value, your company or your competitor company who is not able to, even stop a protest. Which company will be respected? Which company will be respected, ladies and gentlemen? The company which is following all the compliances, obviously. Make sense? Hence that risk mitigation helps you to convert into opportunity. Now, stakeholder engagement also is a critical area in ESG, and it happens because you are doing it well. ESG reporting allows companies to communicate their sustainability effort and impact to a wide range of stakeholders. So first of all, you have to understand who are these stakeholders who are going to get impacted with. Then you have to put a RACI matrix here. Anybody heard about RACI matrix? Yeah, RACI matrix. Yes, responsible. Yeah, who has to take action on those items, who has to be informed, who has to be communicated. Clear? So that's how you do the management of stakeholder. So engagement happens whenever you prepare a ESG report, because you interview them, you talk to them, you meet them. Clear? Right? You take their opinion, you take into their requirement, consideration. So regulatory bodies, employees, customer, investor, everybody gets happy, and it fosters the greater transparency and trust in your company. Then it becomes a competitive advantage. Any company which demonstrate a strong commitment to ESG principles, put those policy procedures and show under their KPI, always differentiate themselves against their competition and attract a top talent. Make sense? And eventually it appeals to socially conscious customer as well. So homework, do you guys remember? Last but not least, long-term value creation, which is integrating ESG into business strategy and decision making, which can lead to a long-term value creation for the company. Homework, everybody remembers? Before we close the class, you have to download Apple Report and find it out. iPhone 16, 17, 15, whichever, any iPhone, one iWatch and one Mac computer. Its total emission, you need to find it out and report in the chat box of our group. Can we do that? Everyone, can we do that simple exercise? Find it
Yes.
out where they are reporting, and it's not going to be easy task. So do it ASAP and then do it. Then also attempt the questionnaire, because questionnaire is, we have given you to judge yourself where you stand today, and after completion of the program where you stand, right? That differentiation only you can come to know when you will try and test yourself right now. Even though you don't know the answer, please answer them. Try to answer them, just reason it out what my understanding says. That's it. Yeah, guess
Okay.
what? Yeah, but do
Can
it.
you repeat this question, sir? Repeat
Which question, Prashant?
that task that you are.
Yeah, the homework which I have given you is download Apple sustainability report and try to find it out. Any of the iPhone product, any of the version of it, what is their carbon footprint? Find out any watch product, Apple Watch product, and their carbon footprint, and any of the Mac computer or Mac laptop, and what is their carbon footprint. These are the three numbers you have to post in the chat box of ours. Cohort 21, right? Cohort 20 or cohort 21? Is it clear,
21.
Prashant?
21.
21.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So post it there. That's it. You have to do this much and plus attempt the question, and Navya will make a summary tomorrow and give it to me, who all have attempted and what kind of score they have now and what they should work on. Yes, we'll come to know about that tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye, and see you tomorrow 7 p.m. sharp. Yeah,
Okay.
tomorrow will be regular.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.